definitely giving thanks. Oh, blessed love, royal family. Give thanks continually for your presence with us. Hey, we give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie the First. Of course, you know you are with us at this moment in the zone. This is the nest, talking about the tiger's nest. And of course, you know you are definitely in tune to where everything is taking place. Radio Anu, this is the international flavor, the universal spice. Right here, broadcasting live and direct, coming out of the arena of the nation of Antigua and Barbuda in the Caribbean, carried so far beyond, where we belong. Hey, family, again, this is the Tiger's Nest. This is a program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at this specific time, 7 p.m. sharp, talking about Eastern Caribbean time. And of course, we come to you giving you good vibes, good information, inspiration. Knowledge on different aspects of knowledge in general, different topics, different subject areas, whatever it is, whether it is archaeology, whether it's astronomy, paleontology, religion, philosophy, theology, domestic affairs, whatever it is, we get into it and touch upon it on the mystic levels. That's why it is the Tiger's Nest. Your humble servant for the moment, the Honorable Priest Isaac, here with you. Honorable Priest Kidemi Shalom Isaac, give thanks for the God Kidemi, glorify even Sekhmet, even the creator of such. In the future we'll delve more into that. And of course, family, again, we're just thankful for our prize giving ceremony for the 10th annual Priest Isaac's African History Month essay competition, which just went forward this 25th day of March. At the same time, a comet was passing between the moon and the earth. The very same time we were giving that prize giving ceremony. Hey, family, how is it with the heavens declaring the glory? How many of you have been observing the western heavens as the sun, is setting in the evening? How many of you would have been observing what we would have been speaking about in one of our previous programs as it relates to, observing Jupiter and Mercury, as they actually switch places? They already did that a few nights ago. Jupiter is on its way after the resurrection, after Good Friday. Jupiter will be going behind the sun, a real mystic vibration taking place in the heavens. So we're very thankful for such. Hey, family, we have a very special program this evening. We will be going into some, national affairs right now, as it relates to things that are taking place on the ground here in the nation of Antigua and Barbuda. In fact, we are live streaming as well as it relates to the YouTube. So let me just say, give thanks for the family on that side. Let me also remind you, if you are not a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest radio program, this is a very simple thing to do. You are definitely on the website. Well, those of you who are listening to the radio station, for sure, you are on the website itself. That is priestisaacinstitute.com. That is where you get Radio Anu, by the way, priestisaacinstitute.com. And for sure, you will be, at this moment, be in position to this. Browse through our website. We have so many things that you could observe and take in. Well, for sure, you can subscribe to the Tiger's Nest radio program and you'll never miss another episode again. This program will be sent to you each and every day. You get it right in your inbox via your email. And of course, remember, this is an educational program, so this is why we do series, and every program is a special program. But this evening now, we're going to be taking another look, or another angle to this sharing of knowledge, and it really has to do with the youth. This is not something that I am coming here to dramatize. In fact, because of the way it was set and the way that I observe it taking place in our society, I really decided within myself that I think that it would be my duty to highlight it. And when I get there, I will explain it more in detail. Our brother Michael Samuel, we know him as Ras Mike. He should be joining us in a few, and for sure, the good brother will have a lot to. The good brother Ras Mike, who will be joining us in a few, he will have a lot to share for sure as it relates to certain things that have been taking place right here. I'm talking about in the nation of Antigua. Now, even before that, I'm sure many of you would have already heard that a ship capsized over, just between, I should say, the island of Antigua and St. Kitts, the waters between Antigua and St. Kitts, I think about between 24 to 48 hours ago. And this ship was carrying, according to the news report, 32 people. Apparently the ship was, or the boat, not ship, the boat was designed for 3 people, I think. But anyway, it had 32 people on it. And yeah, it just turned over in the water. And 16, half of the people were saved. 3 drowned. And the rest, which would be 13, are missing even up until this time. I mean, I'm talking about now, today's news. Yesterday's news. I think it's yesterday or the evening of yesterday coming into the morning it took place. So apparently, I'm not reading it from the newspaper, I'm just speaking it in a sense off my head. Apparently, the boat left Guadeloupe, according to the news now, and it came here, went under the inspection as well from the authorities that do that stuff. According to the news, it got a pass because I chuckle because apparently no life jacket or whatever the case was seems to be anywhere in sight when they found the boat like hanging on and the people hanging on to the boat, those that they found, those that they rescued. So whatever the case is, the individuals, the vast majority of them are people from Cameroon. People from Cameroon who came here, I think on the 1st of November or somewhere thereabouts, on a few flights that came from Nigeria. And the people from Cameroon, there are a lot of them here at the moment, and they have been a part of the whole political football, meaning that those in the political structure would have, utilized the situation with them and would use it then, if you want to say, for whatever their outlook would be. But anyway, the brothers and sisters from Cameroon who would have come here, for whatever reason that they would have come here, apparently many of them would have left here, maybe in a similar way. It just went under the radar. So in other words, if this whole mission got through, I don't think it would have been in the news. But because it failed, it came in the news. It just came to me like, something coming out of Al Jazeera or BBC when you're watching the news and you see a whole ship capsized in the Mediterranean Sea. And dozens die or scores die and sometimes even hundreds die. Now this is happening just across the waters where if you go on the highest hill you may be able to see the wreckage from there. Can you imagine that? And Africans too, not just a ship sinking or capsizing, Africans actually. In fact, amongst the 16 that were rescued, 2 were nationals of Antigua and Barbuda, and the other 14 were Cameroon nationals from Africa specifically. And the others that are missing, those that are dead, the 3 that are announced officially dead, and those that are missing would have also been from Cameroon. So it is a very interesting situation that is taking place here, and of course, one of the key people that are conducting the search would have already said today on one of the more popular radio stations, which would be the Observer radio station, that from his expertise, he considered that those who we can't find, we can basically just write them off, and that is because of the weather and just the whole situation itself, how they found the boat and those who they found and the others were not in sight. And he even mentioned seeing one person drown right in front of his eyes. He couldn't make out if it was a male or a female, but he's more leaning towards it being a male. And he said that person just drowned right in front of his eyes. So I'm just giving you a little up-to-date briefing of what is taking place here on the ground. It's a very sad situation, obviously, very grieving situation. I must say, I know there are those that on different angles of this whole situation that would use this for their own position as such. But this is a serious thing. Lives have been lost in the sea, just off the coast of Antigua and St. Kitts. Africans, eh? Very interesting stuff here. Very, very interesting stuff. All right. So, as I said, my brothers and sisters, we have a good brother that should be joining us in a few moments. Brother Mikey Samuel. I do have something I would like to read, but I would prefer to read it when the brother is with us. So I'm just looking forward for him to step in anytime now. I'm sure he is trying to get in or something of the sorts. But anyway, family, this is going to be a discussion with the good brother as it relates to a situation that he would have, let me just say, found himself in as such. And in fact, I really prefer to read the headline for you, and then so I could get it from the exact official word before I find myself even expressing or saying what is going forward. Okay, just give me one moment, dear family. I'm just going to go backstage to see what is taking place, and I will return in a few moments. Rastafari, give thanks and praises. Okay, family, give thanks for your patience. There's a situation taking place here. You know, I really got to apologize. You don't know how it is with how we do what we have to do. I'm not too sure at the moment, so I am very neutral with the understanding, but it's okay. I'm just going to go forward with the program, but for whatever reason, I'm not seeing Brother Samuel seems to not be getting through. Our technicians are having a try at it there, but I'm not sure what is taking place. So just please forgive me, family. But listen, I already somewhat kind of prepped you for the subject area, even already giving you an idea of what is taking place, even in the waters. So I'm just going to read this story for you until I see exactly what is taking place here. And then, depending on what happens after, we will just continue with the Tiger's Nest. This is Tiger's Nest, you know. Okay. Yeah, Jah knows best in the Tiger's Nest. Okay. But anyway, this is coming from the Daily Observer, Antigua's newspaper. And this is actually Wednesday the 29th. That's today. Okay, Wednesday the 29th of March. And it says here, father who allegedly attacked the principal of his son's school to appear in court today. Yes, imagine he was to appear on the Tiger's Nest tonight. And this is by Robert A. Emmanuel. Now, let me just explain even before I read this, right? Now, this is obviously still in the courts. So I would have been approaching this with all wisdom. In fact, you know, after reading this, after my explanation, after kind of feeding you into what's really happening on the ground, and then even when the brother speaks, we would be in a good position to tell him. Because if you notice what the headline says, let me get back to the headline. It says, father who allegedly attacked. Allegedly. I mean, you have to speak the diplomatic language, you know. Now, I mean, everyone has already come to the conclusion that my brethren go and give the principal a few uppercuts. That's what everybody say. I mean, nobody denying it. Right. But that's not the legal outlook. I want you follow me, family. This is very serious, you know. I've seen this. I've been in the media for a while, so I comprehend these things. So when he would have reached to the part in his story where he allegedly attacked the fella, I would have asked him, well, I shouldn't say fella, pardon me, the principal. I would have asked him to cease there. Everybody can fill in the blanks. I wonder if you get me. Because it's a case that's before the courts. All of what he would say before that, he may have to repeat a similar story to maybe the judge. But he's not necessarily being charged for all what he will say tonight here, you know. He's being charged for allegedly attacking the principal of a school. So I would have asked him to leave that part out. Believe me, family, when you hear the whole story, you wouldn't even need to hear that part. So we really had that covered. Again, I haven't, no, it doesn't seem like the brother is here yet. But anyway, let me just read the story. And then after, we may just speak of something else as we are here on the Tiger's Nest. I was really looking forward to that interview, man. Because it's a serious thing, man. According to the brother, I don't think we're going to use alleged here. That's why I would want to hear it from his own mouth. They abuse his little child. I have the pictures here on YouTube to show them, but I won't show them again, especially without his presence. I mean, I had his permission to show all what you would see, but the fact that he's not here, I ain't going to show them. I wouldn't even show you his picture. Father who allegedly attacked the principal of his son's school to appear in court today. All right. This part, we're just trying to get this here. This is by Robert A. Emanuel. The parent who reportedly physically assaulted and injured the principal of Mary E. Pickett's school last Wednesday, causing him to be treated in hospital, will appear in St. John's Magistrate Court this morning to answer to charges brought against him over the weekend. Let me see something there. Okay. Okay, pardon me. Good. Over the weekend. Michael Samuel of Bath Lodge was charged with battery and malicious damage after he allegedly beat Reverend Christopher Roberts, an Anglican minister, in addition to his school. I think they should be deputies. It says duties, but I think it's deputies. And how the story allegedly go? Well, following the suspension of his son a day prior to the incident. All of that, I wanted clarity from him with that one day. Somehow I think that part of the story sounds a bit different from what I was gathering. But anyway, he was arrested by the police on Friday. According to an interview with Observer Media, Samuel alleged that his son was beaten by the principal to the point where he needed medical attention. Alleged. Samuel, the parent, alleged that his son was beaten by the principal to the point where he needed medical attention. As I said, we would have had the pictures here, but I would, at least for on YouTube, but I would refrain them, unless he was here with us. The single parent father alleged that when he went to the school to inquire into the matter, the principal sought to leave the school premises without meeting with him. Samuel is being represented in the case by attorney Wendell Robinson. All right. Education officials, union officials, politicians, and other residents have condemned the actions of the father prior to Friday's arrest. Director of Education Claire Brown called the actions of the father reprehensible, stating that staff and students were left traumatized by the incident, while president of the teachers union, Casroy Charles, called it atrocious and implored parents to use a level head when dealing with matters relating to their children. The director of education said that the future of the student at the center of the incident will be assessed by the Ministry of Education officials. Meanwhile, both Minister of Education and Darrell Matthew, it has here, I think that should be the Honorable Darrell Matthew, and the Member of Parliament of St. John's Rural West, Richard Lewis, I think that's the next honorable there, Richard Lewis, both condemned the attack during the budget debate last Friday and Thursday, respectively. And everybody got up and clapped. I wish the brother would have been here this evening, so he could have expressed the reality of what happened. I don't even want to stay too long on the subject without his presence. But me personally, I don't care what anybody think about me. But this is a sick society. Man, I wish Brother Mike could have really been here, man. There's certain things, I can relate the whole story, from beginning to end. But my account is not the same account as his account. I tell you, I have the pictures here, how his son face swell up. Swell up. They could hardly identify him. Nobody have no pity for the son. Nobody condemning the person who beat up his son's face like that. Nobody. The man said he could even touch his son back. He out of jail now, but you know they didn't give him bail at first. Imagine that. Who he killed. Ras Mike is about triple black belt, you know. Triple black belt, you know. I know for sure he could break King Kong in two if he wanted to, you know. That's what I know. You see, many of you listening, you're not on the ground. But this is one of the reasons why I actually reached out to the brother. I know the brother was fully willing to come this evening. I don't know exactly what would have taken place, but he was really there. Anyway, let me not even go there. Anyway, but I know he wanted to come, but it's all right. But anyway, I will speak to him afterwards and see exactly. I can't come off right now. I think it's already a sealed deal that he won't be coming in. Give me one moment.
I can call him and put him on speakerphone.
Oh, he's not getting through here. Okay, family, we should be getting the brethren in. Let me just see how this goes. But yeah, I'm just saying the reason why I reached out to the brother is because you would not believe it, you know. But the vast majority of people, even though they don't know the real story, the vast majority of people, believe me, actually, to some degree, sympathize with the situation. I mean, on the part of my guests. But there's something about the Negro that he has to say, but I condemn all forms of violence. You have him there?
Yeah, he said that.
Just let him know that, we'll be coming in. I condemn all forms of violence. When the minister said so in Parliament, everybody in there stand up and clap. I mean, come on. All of these people here, all of them that condemning my brother, if anybody was to take a belt and beat up their child like that, what would they do? I'm just asking. Rastafari.
Yes, blessed Lord, priest.
Yes.
Honorable, give thanks. How are you?
Give thanks. We have Ras Mike here, my lord. I read the article. I think the article was for today. I gave my audience a good understanding of what the paper says. I started to go into it. I didn't want to go into it without your presence, but I started to go into it. I'm sorry you couldn't come through the other way, but let me just let the family know I have you on speakerphone by the microphone. So that's exactly what's taking place. I was just reading through all the high officials that condemned your action. And before we go in, as I was telling my audience.
I mind at least captivating. I haven't read it for myself. And man, it's been so hectic. I've been incarcerated for 13 days as a self-employed individual, my brother.
Yes,
And the worst thing of this, my brother, is that when I was ordered to be handcuffed and put in the vehicle because I'm going to Her Majesty's prison, my son was outside. Now the brother was crying and they put me in the van to sit down, and I'm watching him crying and seeing him checking in, brethren. Checking in to the point that he can't breathe. And because I'm the one that knows about his condition, my brother, I have to be screaming out to them that if you can't see that the youth is not breathing properly. The youth is crying crazy, hysterically, that he to the point that he's not breathing properly. I have to point out that in the bus. I have to try to calm the youth. You understand? Because he was with one of his aunts that on his street auntie that. You understand? His mother gone away. And me his soul caretaker. You understand what I'm saying? And now, imagine the whole of this is going to have the youth in a predicament where, because he's a bastard child, because this child is outside my marriage, this woman do touch up all my water. Every water around me touch up. So nobody supported me with this youth here. So for 10 years, this youth is with me. And this little disruption here. It's just crazy. And nobody is concerned for the little youth. No, right. I'm not saying that this youth is a saint. My youth man hardened. I know that.
Right.
I talk to him. I keep him close. I don't like him to be influenced by others because since he go into the public system, I notice what he bring home. So I carry him to school 9 o'clock and go free 3 o'clock. When I want to go there early, to gain a time for play and associate with the likes of certain people over there.
Right.
Because the people and them make your child bring home a lot of foolishness. You understand what I'm saying? So me there with this youth man for 10 years. The woman tell me I form a sperm, I form a picnic. At 10 months. At 10 months she told me that. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So when she done touch up my water, get phone and call my mother and embarrass me. I've never introduced her to my mom. Get phone call my wife in America that a struggle. To keep our life together. Send barrels for me down here with my youth and them. Call any little acquaintance I'm having on the phone up at others, call my little friend and them. Disturb my whole life, virgin. 12 years now. Me look after this youth, man, and a peace in my life. So I know that this will go on. Nobody will watch my angle.
Let me hear you now. Hold on now, because as I said now, is a lot of things happening, you know, and I know you asked me to read the thing for you, but let me just ask you one thing. I read something here, and I think the headline said the 29th of March. You were supposed to go to the courts today?
No, my brother, to my knowledge, I'm supposed to return April 17th.
April 17th. Okay. Yeah, yes. No, you're right. I know I hear that somewhere. I either hear that or read that. I know I hear the April 17th. Maybe the caption I'm seeing is just for the date of today. Okay, no worry. Don't get surprised or anything. Okay, now hear this. No. Before you go. Now hear this too. I know you're coming in a little soft, right? That may not be no fault of yours because we had to do it this way for whatever reason. So, but I'm just letting you know, it's not as loud as myself. So just keep that in mind. So even the listeners, I understand that. You don't have to be saying it in the chat. I get it. We try our best. Just put your ears to the, and listen well. Now listen, my family, Ras Mike. Now, as I said to the family, I remember I know the eye from we go in school as little children, me, you, and Chuka, and and even to this time. Now your young little prince is a young prince that come up Greencastle Hill with us, and very, very, very pretty. I'm gonna be showing the family the pictures and so in a moment, those on YouTube. But hear what I say now, King. I want you to take your time, don't get too upset, and explain to the listening people what led up to this year. Okay, we don't get that part with mommy and so, but you don't know, as I say, you can. But differently now, especially in the school situation. Why is it that people would accuse you of allegedly doing what you did? And hear this now, hear this. The headline say, the papers say, and the word is, you allegedly, right? Now, that's very important because, you are still in the courts with this stuff here. Listen to me good. You're still in the courts. So according to the legal vibes, you allegedly attacked the principal. That's what the newspaper say. That's what the news say. That's what everybody say. You allegedly attacked the principal. Good. So here what I want you to do. When you reach to the point in your story where you allegedly attacked the principal, I don't want you to say no more. Not you don't have to explain anything else. Everybody can fill in the blanks. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, all what you may be saying differently to that. That's not what you in court for. You in court for allegedly attacking Mr. Reverend Roberts. All right. Tell us what has transpired, my brethren.
Alright. Well, I hope you can hear me clearly because I'm trying to speak into the phone
Yeah,
because
man,
we have
understand,
this
man. No feeling
awkward
away.
setup. Now, let me go to around the 28th or so of January. The youth man report that the principal beat him. Now, the beating was, he was taking the beating on his knees, and the belt hit the youth across by his eyes and his face, in his chest and in his back. The child, whom more recently, has been trying to make a communication with his mother, me and she not good. So I say, okay, he and she not half not good. He can go down and make a relationship. So that has been happening of recent time. So she's the one that apparently get this report. She calls me and she says, listen, this has happened in a more derogatory way. She reminds me that the child was hit on the hand by Miss Lee, teacher Lee, in a grade 1, and then Balmore sorry. I had to take the child to Dr. Christian. You understand? They say sorry. Now, January gone there. I said to the lady, listen, I have a doctor's appointment. I'm not able to go in the morning. She seems to be taking it as though I'm not going to represent the child. That was far from the case. I went to my doctor's appointment. Then I went to work a couple of hours. Then I got there 3 o'clock to deal with the situation. Asked Miss Harris, the secretary, to see Mr. Roberts. Waited 35 minutes. Something gave me a notion to go outside. See Mr. Roberts' alleged girlfriend standing by his car door. So I said, no, this don't look right. So I'm going to go around to the back and see the man and lock it back off his stuff.
Okay, and Mr. Roberts, just to be clear, Mr. Roberts is the principal of the school.
Mr. Roberts, the principal of Mary Picker.
Yeah, very good.
You understand? Now, he was locking his back door, looking to go with. So I said, no, this is not right. I tell Mr. Roberts, no. You can't so low. Mr. Roberts, no. I said to him, me wait 35 minutes for you, for deal with them, one altercation you have with my youth man, the wrong way. And you escape with your woman, you're so going. I'm so irate now. I roll upon you and back you up. He blurt out and said the mother came and they dealt with the situation.
Okay.
When he said the mother came now, he get me off guard. So now Mr. Todd, the mother came. Okay, I was not communicated by the mother.
All right.
So then I said to him, wait, the mother, you know the mother? You ever see a mother? 5 years the child been coming to the school. I bring him. I attend all PTA meetings. I pick him up. You ever know a mother? But the mother reach you. So if the mother reach you, what's something you do? So it's all right. You can blurt out what's happened to my child to a stranger. But I can't get the benefit of the doubt. I can't get 5 minutes with you. I've waited 35 minutes, and this is what you're doing to me. You tell it to a stranger, but you can't give me a account of what go on with my child. But tell you here, you see going forward, you know, touch him again. You're going to be professional and call me. Anything to do with this child. You are going to be professional and call me, the parent, where I see for 5 years. You understand? Me fix the spouting when I come here. Me attach the tank. Huh? I was a concerned parent round here. You understand? How you can't give me the benefit of the doubt to speak to you about my child? Mm-hmm. You're going away in this disrespectful manner. Mm-hmm. He get angry and he tell me now, oh, he not have a teeth for me, you, and he not have to talk to you again. So I say, okay, Mr. Roberts, that sounds like victimization going forward. So I say, listen to you. Let us agree on that point. You know, I don't want you to deal with him. You're not his class teacher. Every time you substitute, there's a problem with my child. Each time a teacher don't come and you substitute, you're doing wickedness to my child. You
So
understand?
so so so
Let
so
us agree
so
on that.
so so
I
you're
don't
saying,
want you.
so let me ask you, so you're saying this is something repeated?
This happened in January. I'm leading up to March 6th. This happened in
Oh,
January.
so this is not even the.
So I'm leading up to March 6th. When they arrest me, I'm leading up to that. So this altercation I'm describing here happened in January. Now, I videoed some children that is in his class, and they gave account of what happened to the young man. You understand? They gave account of the wickedness and how passionately Mr. Robertson deal with my child. Like if my child broke stick in his bottom.
Yes.
He deal with my child wrongly.
Passionately,
You
yeah.
understand? And this is January. So I ended up by saying to him, look, you know something, I agree with you. I'm going to the ministry. I don't want you to have anything to do with my child. You understand? So let me go there. I live in Bath Lodge. I want them to affect the transfer to Bendel School. So I went to Mr. Michael, Emil Michael over there. And I explained my situation, and Mr. Michael persuaded me and said, oh, Roberts is a one-off thing. Roberts apologized. He's not going to do it again. The child is in junior 5 already. Let us throw water on the situation. I tell him I'm not pleased. However, at them they had a angle, me had the blade. I left one day, I go and I call Bendel School and I reason with the principal over there. I tell her my predicament. You understand? I tell her my predicament. She also has to agree with what the ministry says. It's out of her reach.
Wow.
You understand? But we had a lovely conversation and we left. You understand? Subsequently now, March 6th was zonal sports. Going to zonal sport, I was late for the bus. So I had to transport my child by myself. When we reached Factory Road, I see a teacher who late like me. I said, let me get a ride and then I can just go to work. I pull up on the teacher. I said, teacher, give me a little ride. And pull up in front of him. The teacher passed me like a full bus. I run it down again. I said, teacher, give me a ride, please. Pull over. This time I buy Sprugo. When I buy Sprugo now and he pull over, Caliph come off the bike. I tell you, have a good one. You go into the vehicle. But I noticed the teacher now smile. The teacher feels very straight. You understand? I put that in my cranium. I just log it in. However, 3 o'clock now, I was working in Johnson by my daughter's granddad. So 3 o'clock, I went to the school. I waited a while. No bus. 2 parents took off. I was the 3rd parent. When I reached Factory Road, there was a bus coming down. And I thought it might have been our bus. So I went back to the school. However, it's not our bus. The secretary called and said we could go. So I went back up to the stadium. When I reached Pugu, here it is. The said teacher coming down the road, burning a spliff of marijuana, looking airy as ever. And I call out to him, teacher, the bus reached yet? The man look over, acknowledge it was me, get evil and cold and say, oh, you better talk to your picking up. He just knock on youth from Villa School in the belly for nothing. So I said, what? What Caliph put it in? So I'm expecting now that somebody's going to address me.
And
Khalid
is your son.
Khalid, my son. So I'm thinking, okay, when I reach to the stadium, someone is going to address me. Because the child is in a problem. However, I get up there. I pull up. 2 teachers close by. One I recognize to be Miss Watson, the principal of T.N. Kernan. She was our principal for a year.
Champion Watson,
was
man.
on vacation for a year. Then there was a tall gentleman beside her. And I said to them, good afternoon, I'm looking for Mary E. Pickett students. Caliph Samuel. He reiterated Caliph Samuel to Mr. Roberts a few feet away by a bus. Caliph came off the bus, past Mr. Roberts, and was coming to me. Whilst that happened, and Caliph coming to me, the good gentleman mumbled something to me. I only looked at him. I don't know him, so I just looked at him and took in the information. You understand? So anyway, Caliph came, he got on the motorcycle, and I pull over in the parking lot of stadium. So I said to Caliph and told him exactly what the teacher shouted out to me in the traffic. So I said, what happened? Who you hit? He said, Daddy, we're playing. And this one particular guy just taking off my hat and pulling me here. Pulling me here, pulling me here. He said 1 time, daddy, 2 times, 3 times. So I knock it. So I said, good, did you go to a teacher that would listen to what happened? That's what I said to him. Did you go to a teacher that would listen to what happened? He said, daddy, before I can talk, they must go to the headmaster. And from the time I go to the headmaster, the man not listening to me. The man is what he do. The man apparently now held him tightly in the arm, squeezing the arm. He's trying to get me from the discomfort. You understand? And then the man apparently hit me with his knuckles. That would be now the back of his hand, between, like, you know, across the face, like his ear and temple. The back hand, the knuckle, the child described to me. The man hit him with his knuckle. Now he gone from bad to worse. I warned him about swinging his belt wildly. And now he's using his hand on my child in that manner. Huh? He's using his hand now on my child in such a manner. Okay. Something happened to my child that warrants suspension. Remember now? I'm gone free now. Nobody address me and tell me Khalif do something out of the way now. No one said to me Khalif did something out of the way. I just pick him up. Okay. I come down, I go back by my children, grandfather, finish up my work, go home, we go to school the next morning normally. At 2:25 Tuesday afternoon, I get a premonition. I see my son in front of me, big man, in problem. I drop my tools. 2:25, it registered on my phone. I call Mary, pick up. I speak to the secretary. I say, miss, I see my son in front of me. In problem. They told me yesterday he hit a child from Villa School in the stomach. What is the ramifications to this action here? She said nothing. She's at her desk. She don't see nothing, no correspondence, nothing. I said, you sure? She said nothing. I said, okay, see you 3 o'clock. This is Tuesday the 7th. I reached there 3 o'clock. Huh? Pick up Khalif. Nobody summons me to the office. No one summons me to the office. I leave with him. You understand? I realized, look, I'm not going to leave him at work. I let him go down by the mother. Huh? When he go by the mother now, a couple hours after, the mother calling me and say, if I know Khalif gets suspended. So I said to her, what you mean? Khalif gets suspended. So she said, let's look, you have a letter in the bag. I said, that's awkward. 2:25 I called before I pick him up. Nobody mentioned nothing. What you mean I let in his bag? And how you get the letter and I don't get the letter? She said, Khalif, like he forgot to give me. Because he didn't stay with me. I sent him down. So I tell her, read the letter. You understand? And she's saying, it's saying the child disrespectful at the games and he hit a child in the stomach brutally and he disrespect the headmaster. Yeah? I said, no, this isn't right. I don't understand this. I just asked him if Khalif in problem. And now that he come home by you, he had a letter. From 2:25 to 3 o'clock when I pick him up. What could it change? And he changed in such a dramatic way that nobody telling me that he have a suspension letter. What can go so? So I say I go in the car to school tomorrow and find out. So I go to school tomorrow to find out. And I say, Miss Harris, I'm getting up in age. I don't know. To me, it seems like I would have called you before I came to school to ask you if Khalif in a problem because you see in front of me. You saw it happen? She said, yes. Then I said to her, well, look, Khalif have a suspension letter. Did you prepare this, Miss Secretary? She said, no. So I said, no, I'm not done. I'm trying to get my head around this. Okay, I call you before. Then I come and pick him up myself, 3 o'clock. Nobody says anything to me. I send him to his mother. His mother is calling me now. He has a suspension letter. The suspension letter is in my hand here. What you say? You didn't prepare this? She still said no. So I said, oh, wait a minute. That means this is all Mr. Roberts is doing. So I said, I would like to speak to Mr. Roberts, please. You understand? And I saw Mr. Roberts come up and doing me the same thing like January. He come up, keep himself at the back of the petition. I look over, see an expression on another teacher's face, and I excuse myself from there. And I go where he is. I came in from the northern door, and he was on the south, and I called his attention, and all the allegations happened after that. You understand?
I hear you.
All allegations happen after that. You understand?
Follow
Yeah,
perfectly.
and this
So,
is it. So now I'm saying it is so strange. It is so strange. This thing happened to have occurred right in a time where there's turmoil in the school system. But I'm no longer a student. I'm not wielding cutlass at Clearhall School. I'm not throwing missiles from Yasco after party. You understand? But I genuinely have a problem that has reoccurred. I've gone to the ministry.
the ministry.
I've gone to the ministry. And you know what is happening now? After all this drama with my youth, he can't go to school now.
So let me ask you.
What has happened? They're calling me to say, truancy officer can come to me because my child is out of school.
They can't trouble him, man.
In school.
Impossible, and they suspend it.
When I call the school, I'm public enemy number one. They cannot even speak to me. So how can I carry him in person?
Okay, so let me ask you now. Hold on. So let me ask you now. So you're saying, let me get this good. So this is I had some pictures here I was showing, like his face swell up and some cuts on the hand and so on.
When you see his face swollen there,
January.
this was the day I was arrested. Is my child here to be with me until he cannot be with me? And he was with me until I went to the station for the interview, made a statement, and then they subsequently told me I'm being arrested.
So let me ask you now. So how that? Okay, hold on. Take it. So how that swell get in his face there now?
Boss, you hear me tell the man to cry uncontrollably. The man can't stop crying. That picture that you're seeing is in the station. That have nothing to do with Roberts.
Okay, right.
That is nothing to do with Mr. Roberts. That is the last picture. The man just can't stop crying.
Oh my.
That's a Friday before I get arrested. Academy. That picture with his face swollen. The man
Tears.
just cry uncontrollably.
Right.
This is not a photo with Mr. Roberts. I'm sorry that you kind of mislead the public a little bit. That have nothing to do with Mr. Roberts.
No, are you here for clear up that? That's why you're here. That's why I pull it. Not no mistake.
No, you just said you were describing it as such. So I'm saying.
Right, and your clarity. Right. Give thanks. Of course.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah. That has nothing to do with Mr. Roberts. However, that picture was Friday the 10th, just before I was arrested.
Truly.
I went down under the instructions of my lawyer.
Robinson.
So I was anxious. I said to him, I don't want to go there on a Friday without you, big man.
Right.
That's why I'm employing you. You know what I mean? And this is a misdemeanor where I should get signed bail. I don't call my two brothers. And when they come Friday evening, they're telling them that not organized, so that they must go away. So I end up spend my Sabbath in a prison.
No, my.
You understand? Then now, Saturday he comes, my attorney comes down to St. John's, gets signed bail for a month, tells me he's coming back and never does.
Oh, Lord.
So then I spend Saturday incarcerated. Then Sunday, you understand? Then process Monday, and I find myself in Her Majesty's courtroom Monday.
So, and I gotta say, boy, lie. It's alright. Let me leave that to you and your liar to figure out that part there. Okay, no problem. Okay, I get the fullness now. So you're saying that from your perspective, it's just like you couldn't take no more. There's a constant abuse from your outlook. You sound like a man that working with them, from all you telling me. I think you say you cut their grass and you fix their gutters for their roofs and
what I'm saying now, I'm just saying.
You're almost like a handyman.
I am one of the reputable parents that help out.
Right.
You understand?
PTA meetings.
In the gutters, in the spouting. Like hook up the tank.
Right.
You understand? Being a handy person. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
This is all I'm saying. I never say that my child is a saint. But even though he look disgusting and in our right path, you don't have to abuse him like that.
I perfectly.
You don't have to abuse him because when this thing had happened, he gave him 3 rounds. 3 rounds. He beat him up when he's kneeling down and tell him to do his work. When he come back up in the classroom, Mr. Roberts see that my child not finished do the work and giving him another round because he not done the work in the right path.
When you say rounds, you talking about licks,
Blow again.
Well, blows, not licks, blows.
And then pick up the child and shaky aggressively, like
Oh
a
my.
damaged neck.
No, that's not
Shaky
good.
aggressively, like if you want damage my child neck.
Oh my.
Huh?
Oh my.
Huh? What is that for? That means something is wrong.
Oh my.
And now I go to the ministry. Huh? Go to Emil Michael. He said, "Your water upon the situation." And ironically, he wouldn't speak to me now.
Oh
He's
my.
giving a message to his secretary, but he's not taking my call.
Yeah. Imagine that.
He's not taking my call. You understand? And I can't call the school. The secretary's already telling me she cannot speak to me. Now, if she cannot speak to me, can I carry my child like if everything is normal?
Wow. This is.
They have me for beating the teacher up. If I show myself into the school, what do you think is going to happen? If they're already saying I cannot talk on the phone, how can I show up to send the child to school? So I'm damned if I do. Likewise, damned if I don't. I don't carry him to school, I'm in trouble. I carry him to school, I'm in trouble. May I get locked up because me check the teacher.
No, because
life go?
yeah, I get you. But the question I was asking, you see, one of the reasons I call out to the eye, right? Although most people don't know this detail, they may know it now. But I don't know if your ears to the ground, but a lot of people, because a lot of people not with the corporal punishment and the beating of children, especially in school. People that beat their own children don't believe in beating of children in school. I want to answer what I was saying. So a lot of ones. No, hear me go. No, hear me out. So a lot of ones, especially via the media and just out on the street, they in a sense, let me say in a sense, they with your cause, but they just have to put in this little thing that you shouldn't have taken the law into your hand, as they call it, and you shouldn't do this and do this. So what I'm asking now,
My brother,
no man, let me done, man,
let me done.
Yeah. So what I'm saying now, we know you go man, feel away. So what I'm saying now, who amongst us that if what you just explained, that if somebody, whether it's principal, teacher, or auntie, friend, that will take their personal child there now, and as you say, give them 3 rounds, have them kneeling down. I show you the kneeling down and stone or something, and then giving them rounds, as you said earlier, while with his belt. So blows. Try now you give me an account of blows in face. I just thought that was it for you. But you speak of them things, then you get a second round, then you get a third round, shaking him till his neck breaking off. And that's just one incident, according to your account. That's just one incident. So I'm just saying now, who in reality, all them names I called earlier that condemn you, which one of them people there? I just asking, could have a child that get that kind of treatment? And that's just one case. That's not even the sports day thing that you're telling me about, That's far from that. As the next thing you just explained. How many of us could have a child that go through all of that and just take it and it's all right? Look, you go into all the authorities now and nobody bothering you. Who is supposed to go to police and you couldn't even get bail, even from your own lawyer? Anyway, I can leave that to you and your lawyer. My brother, your case has been put out to the people, even though it was a bit low, I think they definitely understand what you're saying. We have to soon seal up, my lord, but give us a last few words, no man. What you think? Where you going forward? I mean, you don't know we with you April 17th. Yeah, because as I said to as I tell the people, just one last thing. As I tell the people, I know the eyes. How much? What degree black belt you are?
Well, there you go. A misconception again. People just don't know these kind of things. But unless you ask, you're not going to know.
I mean, guys,
Karate became a passion.
I know for sure.
For me became a passion.
True, my lord. Go ahead. Go through.
And while I had the liberty of Rastafari as a youngster, karate broke my heart and tell me have to chop my hair.
Oh,
yeah. Chop my hair for karate.
I remember them days.
And when time come for me get my black belt, virgin, they want me chop my hair again now. I tell you, my sense can't talk for me now.
I remember.
And I don't want to get in Antigua and Barbuda now.
Remember.
You don't want to get in Antigua and Barbuda. No representation. You see me say, but the Lord will speak and fight my battle, big man.
You just kind of remind me of all of that,
Yeah.
You
So,
just remind me of that.
What I'm trying to say now, big man, I'm very much regretful because it's silent water run deep, deep, deep. Now, the ramifications of what has happened to me, big man, it go very, very far.
True.
Very far. You understand what I'm saying? And people really wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. You understand what I'm saying? And all these things now, may have to take legal channels. You understand, to get certain things corrected, because why should I just be left in the dump like this? When all my rights been trampled on.
I hear that part.
You know what the Constitution said? That a man is innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
He's innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
And for misdemeanor, 13 days incarcerated, including Her Majesty's prison. I think it was unfair for misdemeanor. Something I could have get signed bail from. You understand? But sometimes power being wielded left, right, and center. You understand? In wickedness. Just because you can do it, you're doing it. You understand? And Mr. Brown come on here and say he's going for my head. He going to cabinet. What that means? Cabinet has something to do with the judiciary system.
Oh, no.
Cabinet can influence the judiciary. He going for my head.
I didn't hear that one, though.
And everything what he say manifest. So something wrong. Everything what he say manifest. For nothing, me go jail. I mean, I have nothing to do with clear school picking it had nothing to do with Yasko picking but I had genuine concerns that they should have looked into, and nobody looked into it. And now that we have reached this point, they're just leaving me in my mess. My child suffering more. You understand? Suffering the more. He had complications. He was supposed to go off island. Yeah, Tuesday, I was supposed to fly to Barbados, my brother. And they incarcerated me 13th. Monday, send me a jail.
That's a very...
Flight, everything mash up.
That's a very serious point you drop there now. And you drop it because at least
everything mash up.
You're very open with it, you know.
Right.
You know, you drop a very you drop a very important point there when you say, and just reality, you said it. He has complications. Now that you see that aspect very serious, you know, because and I'm taking it away from you, but many children have issues, and because the society, the system don't understand what's going on, they really take it out on a lot of children. Your case is just one of them. Because you clearly say you have issues and nothing to be ashamed about. It just is what it is. But them people not trained, not even, you know, the schools that we have around here, you know. But Ras Mike, I have to seal up here, you know.
Wonderful, my brother. Give thanks.
Yeah, man. You don't know we...
And as I say, they say that the children were traumatized in the incident.
Oh, I'm glad you say that. I'm glad you say that. Like, if... I'm glad you said that. And when I read it, I was saying...
Sorry, because they've never seen me in such a light.
True.
And no children really were there with me and him. It's just that the teacher came in after the fact. And it happened very quickly, and I just escaped from the school. But then now I'm very, very, very sorrowful for what happened, causing the people to be out of school for that day and all that. I mean, and that's not my vibration at all, my brother.
But
it's
King,
not my vibration at all, and I'm very sorrowful. And you know, the whole event have ramifications that I'm still getting blows for. You know what I mean? I must apologize all to my wife and children and them because much things invested, my brother. Much money and much, you know what I mean, blood, sweat, and tears, my brother. Much sacrifice. You see me say? And this whole thing just unfold like how it unfold. You understand? And I would have given my attorney information enough for him to speak on my behalf, and then my attorney is not doing that. So everything just gone awkward. He gone south for me. You know, he just gone south for me. So I apologize to everybody that I have hurt in this whole mission, Virgin. You see me? But at the same time, you know, I'm a lion and I have to stand up to my cup, Virgin. You see me?
Yeah, man. Talk to the attorney behind the scene. I feel that way. Everything blessed, man. Give thanks, my man. Blessed. Give thanks, you know, the man. Ras Mike there, very interesting. Sit down there. Very passionate for sure, without a doubt. Like a bull coming out of the cage, man. I could have had the holding back, but so, you know, give thanks for at least he himself clarifying this situation for us, at least from his point of view there. I know this is something, as I said, that is still out there. I mean, in the same way that you could read it in the paper, you could hear it on the news, you could hear it on the Tiger's Nest. And I'm glad that at least the brother took my word to leave out the description of the alleged part of the story. But I ask the question again, family. No, it's not a regular nest, but I ask the question again. Even last night, previous night wasn't a regular nest. But I ask the question again. With what the brother would have expressed. Because again, you see, when people ask me, if it was me, what would I do? Sometimes I don't answer those questions because now, if, as you say, it was me, maybe the situation wouldn't reach that far. Whatever it is, not this situation, anything. Someone may, something. You may be in a position and someone says, but if it was you, what would you do? And I may say, but well, trust me, if it was me, I wouldn't even reach in that situation there. You understand? Good, fair enough. So I have to look at things from all different angles. But what I'm saying now, in reality, everyone has a different way of doing things. Brother Ras Mike, just to me, he opened his heart to you. I don't know if you were listening keenly. He clearly showed you that, well, listen, man, my little child, he is disgusting and rude. He said it more in the Creole way of saying it, so it may have gone over certain people's head, but he say, he hardened. Say, he hardened. He hardened means he's a bit disobedient. That's what he was saying. So he is saying that. And it's good that a parent can admit some people, children are angels, even though they know otherwise. And he even expressed that sometimes he himself kind of deal with him a little rough as far as, the beating and all of that stuff. Good. And, because me personally, I'm not with that at all. The human beings, man, you could speak to them, they'll understand. They will understand, eh? Trust me, even if they don't start to talk yet, believe me, you have a good conversation with them. Yeah, they will definitely comprehend what you're saying. So, I'm just saying, putting aside all of that, just looking at the situation, putting yourself in the same shoes, and someone dealing with your youngster in the exact same manner that he just explained, what would you really do? And I'm positive, maybe not all those who are saying they condemn his actions would have done something, because some people are cowards, But I'm sure if the situation was to present itself, listen, we live in a society, right? And I'm telling you what I know, because I personally would have given a call to a radio program once on which the police commissioner was on the radio show. And I can't remember which police commissioner it was at the time. I think it may have been Brown, because they do change frequently around here from time to time. But it's a while ago, maybe 8 years or so ago. And they were talking about, there was a lot of raping taking place around here at the time, and that was the discussion. And I called in on the station because I had a concern. It was on the subject, but it was kind of off the subject, but it was definitely on the subject. And I asked something that I would have spoken about many times. If a woman is being raped by a man, Mr. Commissioner, and she obviously fighting to get away, and she just grabs an object, she don't even know what she has in her hand, and she ain't trying to kill him, she just trying to escape. And whatever object she grabs, it could be a wrench, it could be an ice prick, and she kills him. Does she have to stand in front of a judge to defend herself for his life? And the answer was yes. And then I think there's a next officer there's trying to say something about, well, but if she innocent, but that doesn't work. So if you don't have a good lawyer, you in problem. You don't know that's how the judicial thing work. It's not no innocent alone thing, You could be innocent and don't have the right speaker on your side. The man that know the papers. This is like a game. You could be innocent, but your enemy has a liar that know the books more than your liar, and just knock him a little, a little through the loop, out the ring, and you lose yourself, you lose your case. The point I'm making there is that imagine you as a woman being raped by a man, choking you and doing you the unthinkable. You have to try to, to keep a sane Negro kind of mind, not to take the law in your own hand. Can you imagine that? I told that commissioner that day, right? If I was to walk in my house and find somebody in my refrigerator, I remember my exact words, I'm not waiting to see what he does. And when I done, I will call you. Straight up, I don't have no time to play with them things. Are you crazy? What kind of weird world is this? This world weird, you see, that's what school does, It does something to your mind that makes you become this obedient thing. You just have to obey every order, every street code, everything. No, I myself, I try not to break the law and them kind of things, But I know when it's crunch time, You crazy. I know when it's time to say, yes, officer, I'm staying right here. And then when you look, I gone. There are times for that. Straight up. You just got to know when is the time for that. So with that mentality, a woman being raped, and you can't even kill your rapist and know that you okay. You understand? You have to go find Perry Mason now, so that you don't get life imprisonment for killing somebody that defile you. That's what I'm saying. That's the society. So this is why when the brother now, his son is being abused. That's abuse. That's not alleged nothing, That's abuse. That's not no alleged. I don't care what he did. Nobody's supposed to miss and lick up nobody's face with no belt. And cuts and bruises and all sorts of things. That's abuse. That's no alleged. Let me tell you that. Remember, I know the brethren and I know his son, Okay, fair enough. Yeah. We live in a society that a teacher can abuse your child. You trying to get justice from all corners. People ignoring you. And you go and just shake him up. The reason why I brought in his karate skills again is because that brother there is one of them brothers that can punch blocks with his fist and break the blocks, I know the brethren since we small. So the little shake up, he allegedly did to Mr. Reverend. I know it could have been worse. I know that for sure. I'm not even asking that, Allegedly. Allegedly, right? Allegedly. That's the word of the night. Allegedly. Yeah, family, give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. Very interesting program. We don't usually have this sort of discourse on the tiger's nest. We reserve that for we don't reserve that for what? We don't even go into them realms too deep, It's usually just university business, but I just thought that it was my duty. I actually thought it was my duty, because obviously the brother ain't getting too much of airplay. People just talking about his situation every day on talk radio, and we're not hearing him. As you could obviously see, everybody closing the doors on him. Yeah, man, but we don't care. I have to say we. Yeah, I know why I say we. Is I open the doors for him, Yeah, I know the game, man. Hey, family, give thanks for your presence with us. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. Give thanks to the YouTube family as well. Just to ensure that this reaches, Four Winds Universal. Of course, give thanks to Radio Anu. Of course, you keep it locked right here. Those of you on the tube, just make sure you join us on Radio Anu now. We have a lot more vibes coming your way. As I always say, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history, the knowledge of your Bible will definitely become a mystery. And remember, it takes some real eyes to realize the real lies that are amongst us. Give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life. Yeah. Blessed love.